Yeah, Prophet Marcello Occurrence back in here again. Just went and got. If you wonder why I got this money in my hand, this is, and I say humbly, this is half the offering that I'm about to launch out to South America. This half of it. You know what I'm saying? So I got half of it, and you know what I'm saying, I'm doing good. It's half of the offering. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad to get it in my hands. You know, the Lord showed me to think about, to call and to see if my money hit, and really it can hit on a Saturday. But I just happened to go see if it would hit today. I called it. Sure enough, it hit. Because now we putting the offers out there hardcore, man. That's what this time is about. See, this is the only thing I can't convince people of. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to flex or anything like that. I just lead by example. You know what I'm saying? You see, because some people talk about cash and talk about money and putting it in the church and putting it back in God's kingdom. And you don't know, see them. You don't know if they're really doing that. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm truly practicing what I preach with my own money. You know what I'm saying? On my own, on my own path, my own spiritual path. So I just went and got this today, tonight. I just went out there after midnight and went and got this money, man, so that so I can go ahead and get out the way and get back into the trenches, and because I'm like on a fast right now. You know what I'm saying? Part of the reason why I was fasting is just make sure I got this with clear transmission. See, that's why I believe in the power of a fast, because if I wouldn't have been fasting, you know what? I would have probably been eating on Christmas, and I would have probably laid down somewhere and wouldn't have thought that money wasn't going to hit till tomorrow. For the day the 26th, you know what I'm saying? So I would have probably thought, you know what I'm saying, my money was going to hit the next day. But sure enough, it was there, man. And that's good because now I'm just out the way. I don't even come out there when nobody's out there. Ideal is I like it to be nobody's out there when I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? I like it like that. Nobody's out there when I'm out there. I like it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like it. You know what I'm saying? That's basically how it's been lately. Because that's how I move. You know what I'm saying? I just move, do it like clockwork. Like a real mission. You know what I'm saying? Everything's going good. You know what I'm saying? Pure. All the attacks that the devil is sending. You know what I'm saying? It ain't working. You know what I'm saying? That's why they frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because now the road meeting the road. Because I got half of it now. I got more than half of what I need now. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to equate to, my plan is I'm putting a cool $1 million in the kingdom of God. That's what I'm about to do. So that's why I'm even holding this like this, because this is half of what's going to make that happen. I'm finna put $1 million out there on these demonic spirits, on these witchcraft people, and see, I wish I had soldiers that would practice the same thing, man. Because see, fasting is good. Don't get me wrong. Fasting is just as powerful, and it's its own force in itself. But giving is a very powerful weapon too, man. I wish I could get everybody into it. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get into it, man, you'll see in your own life it works. You know what I'm saying? It works, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's time to really just practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? And when you do this against those who oppose us, and you put this money out there, you know what I'm saying, it's going to destroy the enemy. that's life, man. That you're the only one doing the right thing. You're the only one know what's going on. You're the only one doing it the way it needs to be done. That's life. That's life, man. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm about to put $1 million down in South America. No lie, man. It's about to be $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And I give God the praise. You know what I'm saying? It's time to be radical. It's time to show people what we doing. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm doing it in the wrong spirit, I promise you that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, it's not flexing. It's just evidence. You know what I'm saying? It's just leading by example. It's just motivation, if anything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm motivated. So that's another reason why I'm doing it. It's more than anything trying to show you something. I'm just motivated to hold my seed in my hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm motivated to hold what I'm about to do in my hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm motivated on my level. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what this is about to do. Once I got my niche, you know what I'm saying? My niche is to start giving the money outside the country. And then it's going to be more valuable as a currency. You know what I'm saying? In other countries. And then, you know, you're going to be helping God's kingdom way more with putting the money outside the country. The American dollar is going to be way more in another country, which makes it millions over there. You see what I'm saying? And so that's how God did it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wish people would follow my lead. You know what I'm saying? Start putting your money in other countries, in other churches in other countries. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do that, it's going to be way more, thousands and thousands of dollars. Like I sent some money to Kenya, and it came out to be like $5,000 or something like that over there, and that's supposed to hit like last week. No, excuse me, this week, as of Christmas week. It was supposed to hit this week, so yeah, it's supposed to hit this week. So I got money in Africa just hit, and I just got some more money. So I just got money in Africa, and it got good vibration. I got good spirituality behind just dropping that money in Africa. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that again. But right now, I'm about to send some money down to Colombia. You know what I'm saying? South America. But I'm gonna get back with Kenya because I got good. Once I see, this is the thing about me. I track the harvest. I track the spiritual results and the spiritual occurrences that happen after I give, right? I don't just sit back and just don't watch nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention to what's going on. You gotta pay attention to it. You gotta pay attention to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So like, once I gave to Kenya in Africa, and then once it's supposed to get there, which was this week, all these things start happening all around me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good things happen around me. So once I realize that, I'm gonna follow up again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give out to Kenya again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna probably do that the next month. At the end of next month, that's when I'm gonna do it. I done sent money to Russia. You know what I'm saying? I done sent money to Russia, church in Russia, and the church in Venezuela, like with all the stuff that's going on right now. But I think because they got a suspension on mail going to Russia and Venezuela, that might get sent back. It might. But it might have made it through. Like I looked at some stuff on AI, you know, the little research, the information come up with AI, with the Google search, and it said sometimes it might get through. So it wasn't absolutely impossible, because that's been a while. That's been like Russia. That's been about 2 or 3 weeks now, going on 3 weeks. So that's supposed to been came back. especially the first time I sent something to Russia, you know. But I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not tripping because now I figured out that I've been giving like thousands to other countries like South America, Egypt. I done sent money to Egypt. That's what I was doing. Like now it's been about a full year since I've been giving to Egypt. So that's when I took off. I took off when I started giving to Egypt. That's when I took off. And I did that like at the end of December. You know what I'm saying? What's the day? The 26th? 20, yeah. So tomorrow will be a full year since I gave my first offering to Egypt. And that's like thousands of dollars too. Anytime you send money there, they can convert it to a bank and that's thousands and thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just sent money to Kenya. That's thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a very good day. It's a very good day, man. It's like, it's a very good day, man, because I'd rather say a good season because now I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keep putting that money outside the country, keep putting that money. I got half of it now. See, what I learned is when you got these missions like that, you need to fast. Even though the flesh don't want to, you need to fast to have no hindrances, no foolishness, no devils in the atmosphere. Not that you're scary or nothing like that, but you just want a clean atmosphere out there where when you go to the ATM, you don't want no devils. And you can see them, they still try to show up though. They too late though. They too late. They can't really get nobody out there. See, this was the day after Christmas, the night after Christmas. So everybody passed out, drunk, high, laying up with somebody, you know what I'm saying? And so it was the perfect time for my money to hit. So when I went out there, instead of Saturday gonna be more different because once people get up tonight, they're gonna be back active tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be back out there in the streets. But it's a little cold too though. It's like mad cold. It's like 24 degrees. My hands was stinging when I came in. My hands ain't been that cold in probably about a year, or longer than that. Might have been 2 years, because I went down south. Well, I guess down south it was cold a little bit, but not really like that. Yeah, it's probably been about 2 years since I've been that cold. Because the last time I was here, like 2023 winter, you know, something like that, yeah. Because I was down south for winter, this past winter. But, yeah. So when I came in, my hands was cold, stinging cold. That stinging cold, yeah, so I'm alright now, though. But I need to go do that. Go get that money out the ATM as soon as it hit. Because people be stealing money, too. That's the thing about it. People be stealing ATM money. I mean, you know, the money when it hit. That's another reason I could just let it sit there because I wasn't going to use it anyway. But man, I be trying to snatch that money out of there. You know what I'm saying? Just in case somebody see it or something in a fluke kind of way. I don't want to let that's the reason why I don't leave my money on my card. Because people be stealing money and everything. Especially during the holidays. You know what I'm saying? They probably think people they just gonna be more hungry to do stuff like that. So I just go get that money off that card, just bring it on back in and everything like that, and you know, just wait for the other half. Now I got like 2 more weeks to wait, 2 solid weeks to wait for the other half. This is more than half. This is actually more than half. But I just gotta wait for that other little portion. Meanwhile, I'm still gonna send some money to Colombia next week. Cause some of my family, you know what I'm saying, promised me a little money next week. And that's gonna be like 100,000 down there in Colombia. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be like 100,000 or so. I already done checked how much it's gonna be. That's gonna be over 100,000. So that's straight. That's gonna pull me through to the next 2 weeks when I'm gonna send that million. I'm gonna send a million down there. But until that happens, I'm gonna have that half a thousand. I mean, I'm gonna have that 100,000, 100+ thousand going on, going to Colombia. See, the good thing is, if the mail gets shut down in Colombia, you know, I'm just praying that it stay open until next month. Once I get that million, I'm gonna be good. Once I get that million in there, I'm still like it don't stop. You know, after that, at the end of the month, I'm gonna send back money back to Africa. You know what I'm saying? But once I get that million in there, as far as Colombia go, I'm gonna be straight with them because I still can send money online at the same church. I still can send money online. You know what I'm saying? But I get cash and it's hard to put it on the card because them Cash App cards, man. Some of them, I try to load it up in New York, it don't work. I mean, I ain't made it work nowhere, but I figure somewhere else it'll work, man. So the reason why I don't know why I don't work up here. So I tried years ago to like upload money on a Cash App card, and then I had to wind up getting another card, and it just was bogus. The whole thing was bogus. I lost like I think like $100 out of that. You know what I'm saying? But I never got the money back either. But anyway, I could still send money online if they shut down mail to Colombia. Because when countries go to war, when America be going to war with these countries, the mail shut down. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody don't want to fly out there with the tension going on. And so with Russia, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I sent money out to Russia and didn't know. In Venezuela, I wanted to send money out to Venezuela because all that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I want to put some spirituality in the mix of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, they got their stuff is suspended right now, but sometimes the money, some of that stuff can slip through the cracks. So I'm hoping that's what happens. I'm hoping that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm hoping that's what happens. Either way it go, man, like I said, I can send money online when I can. That's still gonna be hundreds of thousands. That's gonna be 100,000 in most cases to Colombia. So I found, this church. They got a website where I can, and I checked it out. I can send everything online, and that's still gonna convert to over 100,000 in most cases. On average transaction, it's gonna be like 100,000, over 100,000. So that's straight. Like now, I got like 500,000 right now. That's gonna be 500,000 already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not a game. You know what I'm saying? See, my enemies slept on what I was doing because they thought I was working around with peanuts, but what they wasn't realizing was that I was sending money outside the country, and this was going to go, the U.S. dollar is like gold in other countries. Literally. You know, I'm talking about literally, man. Like even in Jamaica, I done sent money down to Jamaica, man. Now once again, thousands of dollars down there in Jamaica. I done sent thousands down there. You know what I'm saying? And right after that storm, you know what I'm saying? They sent me a nice little letter. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they were so happy. I didn't know though. At that time, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But they sent me a nice little formal letter and everything because they took that money and got thousands off of that. Because that's gold. The USD is gold in other countries. You know what I'm saying? So, if you understand this, this warfare, how, we're giving offerings. See, many American preachers never really taught this, man. Like, if you put an offering outside of America, it's gonna be thousands in other countries. So if you're really genuine about people getting a harvest, then you should teach them about giving outside the country. Because if you give outside the country, you're still doing God's work. The gospel still being preached. And you know, you're gonna your seed is gonna be worth thousands. So can you imagine what's gonna happen in your life when ultimately when that money's converted to their currency, you're gonna be giving thousands. So can you imagine what your seed is gonna do? Your harvest is gonna be when you start giving $500,000, $1 million, thousands. Get on the wave, man. That's what it is right now. Cause see, half of these churches right now, man, in America, man, they not doing nothing anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? They halfway with America. They halfway stand on. You know, they washed up, bro. It's time to give outside the country, man, to some of these churches that's on fire for God, man, and they ain't really standing for none of this foolishness that's going on in the country that we in right now. They ain't standing with none of this foolishness. You know, so you know, start giving your offering outside this country. When you start giving your offering outside this country, man, I'm telling you, like I said, I done gave to Jamaica. When that storm happened, I had money on its way down there, which was thousands. So I done put thousands down there since that stuff happened. See, this is why the spiritual warfare is no joke, and that's what my enemies need to know, man. Like, if you got to take me seriously, because I'm putting thousands all around the world, bro. Thousands. You know what I'm saying? And hundreds of thousands in some cases. And it's done. What is done is done. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with my. See, God knew what He was doing. You know what I'm saying? God knew what He was doing. That's why I can't even take the credit for it. Because I really didn't think about it. All I thought, I'm going to be honest with you, just being national, not international, you're not going to really think of conversion of currency. You're not going to think the dollar, the value, if you're not really international. You're not going to think the value of the dollar, like, off the cuff. You ain't going to think about it. You're going to think you're going to miss that until you deal with it enough. And see, eventually, that's how you know you're international, because now you realize the value of the dollar is more in other countries. Now, to me, that's one of the signs of really truly being international. Because eventually you're going to find out. See, God knew eventually I would find out. But meanwhile, I was just doing what I was doing what I could do from a servant's heart. And that's why God blessed me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wasn't international. But then now I'm officially international, because now I know the value of currency in different countries. That's how, to me, because survival is first. Money is first to do anything in another country. So if you're really international, how you don't know the value of a U.S. dollar in another country? That's the first thing you're going to think about when you go to another country. What is the value of the dollar in X amount of different countries? Think about it. That's the first thing you're going to think about. So that's when you know you're officially international, because that's not something a national person is going to think about. You're going to miss it. You know what I'm saying? Until you go out. If you do stuff like I do, and you don't go out the country physically, but you're dealing with different countries, you're going to be international when it dawns on you that this currency is like gold in other countries. God showed me during a 10-day fast, because I still didn't know. I was giving money to other South America, Poland, Germany. I've been sending money over there to Germany, Poland, everything. And I didn't know that the whole time I was giving this money, I ain't know the currency was gonna convert to more in these other countries. I didn't think about it, because I'm a national person. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I was sending out what I could and it was gonna be good in the other countries, but it's not dawning on me. You know what I'm saying? It's an innocent perspective, just being here in this one country. You just gonna think the value of the money is gonna be the value of the money over there. You ain't thinking really. You don't know about it, really. You know what I'm saying? Then God set me down and showed me. And I'm like, oh, man. I've been giving thousands and thousands, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. I'm proud about that. Like I said, Jamaica sent me a letter that was like thousands of dollars. I think it was like 13,000. It was tens of thousands I sent to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm on a different level, man. You know, that's why this summer was real nice, man. You know, I was in the trenches, you know, fasting real good and everything like that. Cause see, God ain't gonna let his people look pathetic, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is, man. We ain't gonna never look pathetic. So like, at this point, it's no patheticness going on. And another thing is too, like I was always sending money outside the country anyway. Like to India, I was sending money to India. I was sending that was a lot of money too. I was doing that when I was in California. I was sending money to India. You know what I'm saying? But that particular person, no disrespect, that person sent my money back. I asked for a refund and they sent my money back because this is how I am, man. This is how you know I don't just throw my money to anybody. If I feel like you're kind of, I'm not saying you're using it as a hustle to ask people for money for offerings, but when you start talking like what you're doing is mediocre, or do you give a little bit all year and just be a mediocre, like this is what this person was saying, like do you give a little bit all year and it's mediocre, but it's not mediocre for me because I'm giving you USD, I'm giving you gold, so nothing I give to this person could be considered mediocre because it was converted from American dollars to Indian dollars or Indian currency, and it was going to be more, a lot more. And so I'm like, it seemed like this person is saying this towards me. If I didn't know any better, but I just didn't like the attitude anyway, whether it was towards me personally, but there was like a post, I gave some money, right? And that was like hundreds of dollars. That's what I'm saying. That was like hundreds. And every time I sent money and I went back and looked, and according to what I was sending to India, I was sending to India for the past 4 years, right? So to the same person. And then just lately, this person is sounding like, you know, do you give a little bit all year, and then to make it and be a mediocre and like that or whatever. And I just felt some type of way, like I just didn't like the attitude of that. Cause see, my attitude with giving is this, you know what I'm saying? There's never an offering too small. I done put $1 in an envelope. $1. I like grateful people. I like people that's grateful. That if I give you $5 because I ain't really got it right now, if you show me that you're grateful, man, I'm gonna turn around and bless you because you got a heart of gratitude, and I can get with you. I can send what I need when I got it. You know what I'm saying? With all I got. But then when I get it, I'm gonna really help you because you held me down when I just had a couple dollars, and you showed gratitude. You know what I'm saying? That goes a long way with me. So, for example, I got this church I deal with in D.C., right? In Washington, D.C. But it's in the hood, like Anacostia. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the D.C. area know about Anacostia, right? Okay. So Anacostia, right? Or Anacostia, right? I'm gonna say Anacostia though. Okay, like I used to send like $5 to $10, $20 because I was spreading it out all around the country last year. I was sending money to Chicago, Detroit, New Orleans and everything like that. I was sending money all over the country to LA, everything, right? So with stretching it, it really was like $20 here and $20 there, $10, $9, $8, stuff like that. But this person, but the church in DC was so nice. They sent me cards like I sent $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And I just like that attitude. So when I got a little more money, I made sure I gave them like a good amount of money. I sent them a good amount of money. Like back in September, I sent them a nice, good amount of money. But I left the address where I was at because they probably sent me a nice card or whatever. But I didn't get to get the card because I went to another address. But yeah, they sent me. They always sent a nice card to me, and that just went a long way with me. You know, my attitude for being grateful. So when I really could help, they in my heart. You know what I'm saying? So when every once in a while, when people that's in my heart, I'm gonna go out and reach out to them and give them some money out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because they in my heart. You feel me? So like when the time came where when I had a little money, extra money, I just went ahead and just blessed them. Just sent them a whole bunch of money. And I wish I could have got the card or the response to that, but I think I done sent some more to DC since I've been here. I think so. Yeah, I think I sent a little something just because I wanted them to know where I was at in this new address. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I got some Mexicans that I deal with in California. You know what I'm saying? They good people. And they in my heart too. So I'm going to reach out to them. Already planned for next month. You know what I'm saying? That's California. You know what I'm saying? So like I got some good churches here that I deal with in America. California is one of the places. I'm gonna get more to out there in Southside Chicago, down there by the O Block. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a church out there by the O Block, Parkway Gardens. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I already touched down with them like twice. I think like 2 times. But I'm just touching bases. I wasn't able to send no significant money yet. But you know, I definitely want to send a significant amount of money out there to the O Block. You know what I'm saying? Down there by Southside Chicago. Because I was working with Chicago last year, but I thought South LaSalle was Southside Chicago. But I talked to somebody from Chicago when I was in California, and he was like, nah, that's the West. That's West. I think he said that's West Chicago. South LaSalle Street. You know, South LaSalle, right? I thought that was the South Side Chicago. So, but I talked to a dude from Chicago, an old school dude, like, and I told him that I was working with a church out there in Southside Chicago. I said by LaSalle. He was like, nah, LaSalle is West Side, West Charlotte, West Chicago. I mean, he said it was West Chicago. So I finally sat down and made it my business to find a church in the O Block, which everybody call the O Block, which is down there in Southside Chicago, Parkway Gardens. You know what I'm saying? Because my reason for doing that is that you can find the toughest soldiers, the toughest spiritual warriors. They're gonna be in America. I only deal with like tough churches because them type of soldiers is gonna be more aware of these conspiracies. They gonna understand conspiracies, intuition, and understand these people conspiring on people and plotting and scheming on people. You know what I'm saying? They gonna believe in that, as opposed to you going to these churches that are more in the suburbs. They not gonna understand the element of conspiracy more so than somebody in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I go out my way to go to like these type of churches, because I know them tough Christians. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, St. Louis, which was the murder capital in like I think in 2023, 2024 going in, well 2024, 2023 going into 2024, they was kind of like the murder capital. So I found the hardest neighborhood in St. Louis, which was Grievous Park. Grievous Park is like one of the hardest neighborhoods in St. Louis. So So I found a church in Grievous Park. You know what I'm saying? I started giving there. I done gave there a couple times last year. You know what I'm saying? I was working with Grievous Park. You know what I'm saying? People that know about St. Louis know about Grievous Park and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I started working with Memphis, downtown Memphis. That's one of the hardest parts of Memphis is downtown. So I started working with them in New Orleans. I started working with New Orleans down in what is that area? I got it right here in arm's reach. Yeah, he's down in where is that at? Bourbon Street, the French Quarters. The French Quarter, yeah. That's what I was looking for. The French Quarter. So I've been working with a ministry down in the French Quarter in New Orleans. I kind of wanted to keep it in that area. I could have went to the hood with it in New Orleans, but I wanted to go to the French Quarter because just the historical, spiritual dynamic where it's all that stuff is going on down there, spirituality, witchcraft, and all that kind of stuff. So I want to kind of put on down there in the French Quarter for God. You know what I'm saying? Put on for Jesus down there. And then I'm working in South Carolina too. You know what I'm saying? South Carolina is a little more spiritual than North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to spirituality. You know, you got Dr. Buzzard down there in in St. Helena Island. So you can see I've been just moving around. I used my mind to travel, and then I put it all together and made it mature. You feel me? Like not just traveling around. You know, I started using all that mindset to move around and to hold different capacity of maps and locations in my mind. I started using that in my warfare. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working with Seattle too, like back where I was in Seattle. You know. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. Then I was working with Vegas too, Las Vegas. I got a church out there in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wartime, bro. That was all last year though. That was all last year. Vegas, Chicago. You know, I was working with Chicago. You know, the first church I dealt with in Chicago, I just sent them $100, just like that. You know what I'm saying? So. But I found a church I found 3 churches. I'm dealing with 3 churches in Chicago. The Old Block Church and Parkway Garden Church. That's the one I'm working with now. And I still got another one that I like. I like their attitude too. I think it's called City Life Church in Chicago. I deal with them too. Because I like their attitude. They're grateful for anything I give. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just sent one time, I only had like $7 to my name, and I just sent that, and they just act so grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, them type of people I always stick with, man, because that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be grateful. Like, anybody give you $1, like $7, $5. So when that Indian woman in India that I had been dealing with, me and her, I've been working spiritual warfare with her for like 4 years, but I had to cut it off, man, because I just didn't like her attitude. Her attitude was like, you know, if you're giving here and there throughout the year and you're being mediocre, you know, that's being a mediocre. She called a person a mediocre. You know what I'm saying? A minister don't never supposed to do that. A good minister gonna say, give what you can. You got $1? I will take $1. That's $1 more closer to our goals. I ain't gonna never say you giving here and there, you're being a mediocre. See, that's like trying to put pressure. That's when I feel like you kind of try to put this pressure on people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. So that's how you know I ain't just throwing money out there to just any old church. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. And me and her, you know, it was kind of, me and her had something going on for like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And I feel we were successful in what we got, what I did with that ministry. We were successful. I was getting results. But see, that's where it gets tricky. You know, even if you're getting results, you still gotta stay up to date with the ministry and the people and how they moving, man, because the devil come out the people and they change. You know what I'm saying? Throughout these wars and for whatever reason, and then they might be a little desperate, and I can understand that as a man of God, when, especially when you're trying to get something done. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're trying to push the people to do more, but you can't push too hard. You know what I'm saying? Where your attitude can be mistaken for being ungrateful. You feel me? Like, so, like, yeah, like when I heard that, and then I just, at first I kind of dismissed it. When I first heard it was a video first. This was right after I gave. What rubbed me the wrong way is I was trying to help the woman I was trying to give her more money. I was telling her, yo, do you think you got an address that I could mail cash to you, because I don't really get a lot. Think about it. This is a person trying to do what you're asking, right? Now hear me out. So I'm on one of her threads on the YouTube video. She made a little new YouTube video, right? So I'm in the process about to send her some money, right? So I'm telling her heads up, because that's about to come. That's about to hit. I like to give people heads up so they'll know it's on the way, right? So I'm sending the money, but then I also want her to know that for future reference, basically, I can send more. You know, if you got a P.O. box or address, because I get cash more than card transactions. You know what I'm saying? So I can send more cash than anything. So I'm letting her know this, right? On a comment thread on her latest video. I go back and she done erased all the messages. So I'm like, okay, I ain't tripping. Cause maybe she feel that's unprofessional. Cause me, I could be ghetto a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just letting her know, okay, I'm just sending money. I can send cash. I'm telling her this on the thread. Like, I'm like, we family. Like, yo, I'm about to send some money, but I can send some cash if you give me the P.O. box or the address. But I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to send more money to support you. She gonna erase the message. I would have said something. That's an opportunity. So then that rubbed me the wrong way. I'm trying to show you what you need to watch for. It's the reason why I'm saying this kind of stuff. So that rubbed me the wrong way. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe she don't want that discussed on the threads. Okay, I dismissed that. Then she did another video. No, she did like a post, like how you do a post instead of video, and you just got some little stuff, some little letter, some little, you know, you writing something or whatever, you text or something, you make a little post with a text on it, right? So in the text, she talking about when you give and all of that, do you give mediocre? And do you give all throughout the year, and you're a little mediocre or whatever like that? So this is 2 red flags, right? Oh, and then the video, she did a video talking about, you know, I'm grateful for the little bit of crumbs, but with no more crumbs and all stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, and that was strike 3, basically. All together, that was 3 strikes, and put it like that. So I said, man, you know what? I just kind of chilled. But I felt that feeling like, I don't think I should have gave that money this time around. I ain't never felt that feeling before. Now, see, sometimes a church change. People change, bruh. People change. It could be good in one moment. And I'm going to say it like this. And the devil comes and attacks them because you're given to that ministry. And they change. They fold, in other words. They fold, and they fold under pressure, and I, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say, you know. But once I seen that, I requested that I get my money back. And don't you know, PayPal sent me that money first. Then she sent me the money back. That's how I know she is a good woman, though, because she did send the money back. So I had 2 transactions, which I was loving that. I got PayPal sent me the money first, and then she sent me the money like a couple of days. Something just told me to check. That was the problem. That was the Lord probably. So I just went to check and see if she sent me the money. Sure enough, she sent me the money back. So PayPal heard my complaint and they sent my money back, right? Because it just didn't seem right, man. It seemed like she changed and stuff. So I put a complaint in and I started treating it like it was fraudulent. I didn't know what to think. Because it just didn't seem, I know a man or woman of God ain't going to say anything you sin is not going to be considered mediocre. There's no such thing of that. Not for no preacher. A preacher going to take it, the change, the quarters, the dollars, everything. Preacher ain't turning down nothing. I ain't never heard no preacher tell mediocre, you don't worry about that. You don't worry about that. You let God touch the people to give what they supposed to give and whatever. You don't worry about that. You don't try to, you lead by example. You know what I'm saying? You let people know what it is, and they decide to give on a big level or a smaller level. But you lay out the principles and go from there. But don't criticize nothing anybody do. That's how I feel. Don't criticize an offering, and that's criticizing an offering. When you say people giving throughout the year and it's mediocre, that's how she was saying it. So I couldn't help but to think that she was directing that towards me. But I was just, but either way, I just didn't like the attitude. So I requested my money. I went to PayPal, because this is real warfare business to me. I went to PayPal and said the person basically was just not what I thought. They're pushing a little hard with the giving and the offerings and things like that, whatever. And I just left it at that. I ain't drag her name through the mud or whatever. But PayPal sent that money as soon as I said it. Boom, right there. So I was happy about that. Then I turned around like a couple days later. She sent me the money too. So I got double my money. And that was God, man, because I just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what she was going through or whatever. But she sent the money back, though. That's how I know she ain't really no con, and she ain't broke either. She ain't broke. And I'm not saying she did it out of pride, like, oh, I'll send you your little money back. I don't know if it was like that, but whatever the case was, she sent me my money back. So it worked out for me. Now, I sent that money to Taiwan. I sent that money over there by China. You know what I'm saying? So it's been on ever since. I sent that money to Taiwan. Even though I'm in alliance with China, you know what I'm saying, I still sent the money to Taiwan because that's Christians over there in Taiwan. Do I agree with Taiwan's government and politics? Well, I'm on China's side. I'm on alliance with China. My alliances are true. I don't play any games. You know what I'm saying? Now, what they got going on over there, I don't know personally, but I know I am in alliance with China. That's my alliances. Like I already said, I got my alliances for World War III. It's not a game. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and Lebanon. Those are my 5 alliances for World War III. Okay? But I sent money to Taiwan, you know what I'm saying, about 2 weeks ago. That money already done got there. That was thousands of dollars. That was thousands of dollars I sent to Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? And my dad, I got him to send me something, and that's how I got that done. Because sometimes, man, you got to just go ahead and reach out and say, if you're a spiritual warrior that put money out there on the front line, man, your family gotta, you gotta sometimes reach out to people, man, and just get you an offering and get that going. You know what I'm saying? So like in that case, I asked my dad, and yeah, sure enough, he sent me that what I needed. Well, actually, yeah, I think he sent something. I forgot when he sent it, but them 2 transactions I got from PayPal, them 2 transactions, I sent all of that to Taiwan, each one of them, back to back. The first one I sent to Taiwan, and the second one I sent to Taiwan. So I'm way over there because Taiwan is on the east coast of China, like where the water is at. It's an island over there. So that's like way over there by China. So I done send money over there to Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? But I've been working with people further than that, like Australia. I was working with Australia like about 4 years too, going on 4 or 5 years. I've been working with Australia, so I send money here and there when I can. Australia, yeah. I was working with Australia and everything, you know, and that's as far as you can get from America. It's Australia. Australia is the furthest country away from America. So I've been sending money to the furthest country away from America, which is Australia. That's for years ago, like about 4 years. So I've been international for the past 4 years, you know, sending money to Africa, Cameroon, you know, it was another lady that was nice, and me and her was getting stuff done together in spiritual warfare, and we had a good little thing going on. See, that's like, to me, these preachers or ministers that you work with, especially if they solo, right, and they on YouTube, it's like you and them a team, like a basketball team, and you got a good partner and y'all working together. Or like spades, playing spades, you got a good partner, y'all got working together, y'all got spades, you got spades, they know how to play, and it worked good for a while. You know what I'm saying? This is from my experience. It worked good for a while, and then the devil attacks, and then their message get off. It's like that's what I've seen lately. Like maybe around 2023, 2024ish, like last year in 2023, people messages started to get off, bro. Like when they get attacked, you know, and with this particular lady, she was over in Africa, in Cameroon, right? And we was working together like 4 years ago. And everything was going good. I was getting real good spiritual results. I could see the manifestations and everything through Christ, you know. And then she just kept doing these messages like that. It was things that she would do that would kind of rub me the wrong way too. Like kind of halfway answering the messages. And once again, but she explained that it was hard for her to get a P.O. box. But you can get cash from people if you're really trying to get it. And I talked to her about getting a P.O. box so I could send cash. She said it's hard to send cash. Man, it could be me because I know she getting cash apps. So I'm gonna invest. It's an investment. But anyway, man, like me and her, I talked to her about that, about her getting a P.O. box. And then I think she was halfway answering messages herself. And then it was just her messages that she would do was kind of rubbing me the wrong way. And I think she kind of got off on this modern day kind of Christianity where every message is about trying to read somebody and this person, this secret admirer, and this person loves you. Nah. Now, I believe she is a woman of God. That's what I'm saying. That's why I know it's an attack, because I've seen this woman pray in the Holy Ghost and everything and speak in tongues, and I know she a woman of God. I've heard her story. You know what I'm saying? I've seen her talk. But somewhere along the way, it seemed like she kind of got off on these messages trying to like it's this modern day kind of ministry where these women, somebody started it and somebody was really authentic, but everybody else started doing it. There was somebody very spiritual. I don't know who it was. I can't tell you who it was on YouTube, but somebody obviously started it because it became a trend to where now people are always talking about this person, this, and this person is coming to see you and it's not from God and this kind of stuff. It gathers a lot of attention because it's more personal to you, to the person that's looking at it. It's more personal to you. So them people generate a lot of money just from making these extra personal messages where people feel like they're being talked to. So then people invest more in that. So I don't know if that's why she went for that kind of message, where she kind of went more deeper into that. She kind of always kind of was a little bit, but then she just went deeper into it. That's what I noticed. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, that kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. And it just was no straight out messages for the Lord and instruction and all of that for the Lord, teaching and everything, like reading the Bible. See, if she would have been doing that just a little bit, I probably would have stuck with her. If she had just been like showing scriptures every once in a while and everything, like I probably would have stuck with her. But just all the messages about these people, these spouses and these women and all that kind of stuff, it sounds like a soap opera. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I'm cool on that. So that's why I just moved on and bowed out gracefully. Like it was no bad intent. You know, I ain't say nothing bad to her or nothing like that. I just moved on quietly. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I'm just sharper on my game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got results. So I know I don't feel like I wasted even with the woman from India. I don't feel like I was conned or anything. How I explain it is people change, bro. They change. They change, man, and then you gotta change with them, which means I gotta move on. You know what I'm saying? So like with the woman from India, she sent me my money back, and PayPal sent me money. I sent that to Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm learning, it's about the geographics of putting money in different locations. It's about that too. You start putting money in different locations, you about to get some results, man. That's why those who oppose me just don't understand, bro. Like this is just too far gone for you to do anything about it. It's just too much been done in too many other different countries. I've been everywhere doing this stuff. There's nothing they can do. Yeah, so you know, it's all about the offering right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to work with South America. South America is really working real good. You know what I'm saying? Everything is working real good. South America is great right now. And if they happen to block sending mail to Colombia, I'm just going to find someone else in South America. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to find another country. In fact, I'm going to do, because it's tension going on now, I'm going to find, I'm going to have a plan B for South America. You know what I'm saying? I already been working with Peru. I've been sending money out there to Peru and Colombia. I already been working with Colombia, but I'll be able to send money to them online. They can't stop that part. But physically by mail, I'm going to find me another plan B just in case these wars escalate. But I don't think Trump is going to attack or do anything concerning Colombia in the next month. I only need one more month, and I'm going to get this $1 million right in there. You understand? I only need 1 month. So that's why I'm going to be going hard in prayer. I want you to keep me in prayer because I just need 1 more month. And I'm going to get this. Like, this is half the money right here. This is half of it. You know what I'm saying? All I need is the other half. And it ain't even a lot. It's not even a lot at all. This, like I said, this is more than half. It ain't even a lot that I need. I don't even need a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be $1 million. I'm going to send $1 million down there. Yeah, because see now, once we get into that realm, now we're talking about a whole nother game. Basically, I already done sent $1 million out there in the whole world, like all these different, like Egypt, other parts of South America, Germany, where else? Even Nazareth. I sent money to Jesus' hometown. I sent money out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not playing no games. I sent money out there to Nazareth, where Jesus is from, where Jesus was raised at. I sent money out there to Nazareth probably like a month ago. But that hit. There was no hindrance. There was no problem. Um, Israel still can take money. They can't take the. I think they can't take the priority mail. They don't do that no more. Which means it probably just goes through this long process. Glory to Yahweh. You know, yeah. But I done sent money out there to Jesus' hometown. That's why it's just a whole nother lane, man. That's why they don't understand. This means all. Basically, how I put it. This is spirituality. And you don't know what's going to come directly out of it. You can't predict it. You don't know if it's going to do something in the country or in this country or a combination of both. And you don't know what kind of manifestations is going to come out of it. Nobody can predict it. But one thing for sure is, obviously, God's going to take care of enemies, that's playing games. Because that's all they're doing. We talking money over here. We talking giving money to different countries. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's just like I said, $1 million. I'm trying to get that $1 million to Colombia. And like I said, I think I'm going to be good, though, because I don't think nothing going to really escalate in the next 4 weeks. That's basically what I need. Less than 4 weeks, actually. To be exact, like 18 days. Like, yeah, I count all my stuff. I'm a boss man. I know I can tell you everything I'm trying to do and when I'm trying to do it and when it's supposed to happen. I got 18 more days to wait. You know what I'm saying? After 18 more days, I'm gonna have that $1 million. I'm gonna put that $1 million down there. Yep. Meanwhile, I'm still gonna send money to Colombia from the Christmas money that I'm going to get next week. I'm going to get some Christmas money next week. I'm going to take all of that because I was supposed to do that on Christmas. That's why I just turned up once the devil tried to hit my family. You know what I'm saying? Because my stepdad usually send a little money if he can, but my dad, my biological dad, is guaranteed. You know what I'm saying, on Christmas. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, it's guaranteed, and for him not to be able to do it, times are rough. But I feel it's manipulation for something out there in his bills, or somebody know that he in my network, as far as financially, and he helps me. They are aware of that. These enemies are aware of that, and I'm aware that I'm aware that they're aware of that. Okay, so I know that they're watching the people that I that gives to me and gives to my life. They've been watching the patterns. So that's why they tried to attack my dad's finances to where he couldn't even give me nothing for Christmas. Because they know now the turn up is official. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending money outside the country and they know it. So, they had to respond by trying to attack my dad's finances and my stepdad's finances. When they both couldn't give me nothing for Christmas, I know that's an attack. That's how smart I am. I know that's the Americans putting some type of bills on both of them. Some bogus stuff, I guarantee you. Some that is bogus. And then my stepdad got sick on Christmas, which means to me they was attacking him with witchcraft to try to stop him from giving me money on Christmas. And my dad probably was attacked, but my dad is a Christian. It ain't gonna work. My dad gonna pray. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, but my dad still say he gonna look out for me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that money is gonna be sent to Colombia. That's gonna be good that's gonna put good spirituality and good manifestations in the air for the next 18 days till I get that other part of this money. See how it's going? That's why I'm doing this. And then I'm gonna do this 7-day fast. Like I got 1 day under my belt. I got like 6 days to go. But this fast was provoked because once I seen the enemy was attacking my family and they couldn't send me an offering, I'm like, I know that's the enemy. So I just stopped everything I was doing on Christmas morning and just thought, oh, I'm finna go on me a fast. As soon as I did, God spoke to me. Check that money. I got money the next day. Less than 24 hours of me wanting that money. Less than 24 hours when I should have got money. And I'm not saying that in an entitled way. I know my family. You know what I'm saying? Where that should have happened, less than 24 hours, I got half the money I need. You see that? I got money in my hand. You see what I'm saying? So it's no stopping this, man. It's just no stopping this. It's too much we done out there. You can't just, what these young people, these young-minded people gonna understand, and these old people, all these people, and that's against me, they gonna understand that you can't just waltz up to this level and stop me. It's not gonna work like that. I'm too on point. I protect myself with weapons, and you're not gonna just walk up on me and play with me. It may seem like I'm just here, but people find out the hard way. It's not gonna be easy for you to challenge me and play with me as it may seem. That because I'm in this room and you're down here and around here, and you think you might be able to challenge me, you're gonna learn, you know what I'm saying, very quickly, that I'm well protected. You know what I'm saying, like a soldier should be. This is not street ebonics or a street mentality. This is a soldier mentality. You know what I'm saying? So, they gonna find out the hard way, man. This ain't no game. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like us overnight. You don't become like me overnight, buddy. So if you ain't got the goods, and this war pops off, it's gonna be easy to see that y'all not like us at all. Y'all don't got the goods. Y'all don't got the chops that I got. I crushed through all that kind of stuff that you're doing. All that little dumb wizardry stuff, we don't care nothing about that. Psychological stuff. See, I'm calling them on what they're doing, but they don't acknowledge it. You're not on my level, okay? I know that because I'm pointing out what you're doing, and you're not acknowledging that I'm pointing it out. You know what I'm saying? All that psychological stuff, we don't care nothing about that. We don't care nothing about it. Because I know I'm guarded in my mind psychologically the right way. And I know that's not impurity. Or you're sending thoughts to my mind, and I'm guarded the right way when you send it. So if I think about it, or because certain words, you'll be guarded towards certain images that can come with the words, right? Okay, so that's proper guard without any nakedness or any funny images or any sin. You're guarded properly, right? Towards certain key words that they try to trigger on anyway, right? So you're guarded concerning those words, right? That's purity. Now, if they try to attack, you're guarded as well. That's purity. So either way it goes, however they try to trigger on what you're talking about and what you're saying, you're going to be guarded anyway. So you're going to be pure anyway. So, that's just basically it, man. I'm not no new jack to this, man. I'm a veteran, in war, period, at this point. We don't get knocked off our square for psychological games. That ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna knock me off my square. That's how you need to hear it. That's 7 out. You ain't gonna knock me off my square with psychological games, buddy. That's what a real one gonna tell you. You dreaming if you think you gonna knock me off my square with psychological games. I'm talking about cash money over here, bruh. See, they ain't think the prophet was getting down like this. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I trip off people, man, because they think that if you're spiritual, you're supposed to be broke, or you supposed to not deal with no money, or you ain't doing nothing with no money. That's how they want you to look. Busted and disgusted and pathetic. You know what I'm saying? And God didn't want it to look like that. God didn't want me to look like that. So man, I'm just grateful that this is all working out. You know what I'm saying? Because my next move is always gonna be my best move. That's how it always should be. Which means it's gonna be progressive. I'm gonna be progressive. I'm gonna be progressive with my moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to send $1 million down there, you know what I'm saying, in Colombia. And then I'm going to swing back around and work with Africa, because I already done seen results. I done seen the spiritual manifestations. So I'm going to work back with Africa. And see, this is giving the offering from a spiritual warfare perspective. You know what I'm saying? We're only in the lane of spiritual warfare. Not, oh, I hope I get a Benzo in there. Oh, I hope I get a Rover in there. Oh, I hope I get a Bentley in there. No, you know, your heart is positioned to where this becomes spiritual warfare against our adversaries and witches and warlocks that's against us. This becomes warfare against them. Somebody got to play that lane. So you can't assign your offering to multiple things. You know what I mean? You want spiritual warfare, you want burgers, you want a Bentley, you know, you want a boat. Out of all this, you want a boat, Bentley, burgers. That's the 3 B's. Boat, Bentley, and burgers. Hey, you want boat, Bentleys, and burgers, don't you? You want boat, Bentleys, and burgers, don't you? Hey, man, look, man. It's time for spiritual warfare. It's time for somebody to say, you know what? I don't want boat, Bentleys, and burgers. I want this stuff handled. I want these bastards. That's the B is for bastards. I want these bastards handled. Yeah. Yes, sir. I ain't playing no games. I don't know about y'all. I want this handled. And I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I'm willing to do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So we can clear this out of our lives, man. Like this, whatever that is and whatever they own, I don't care. I just want them away from me. I want them out of my life. That's why I'm paying the price. Even fasting. It ain't nothing sweet going on here. You know what I'm saying? I'm fasting. I'm giving offerings. I'm waiting to give all my offering before I can put $1 million down there in Colombia. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm fasting. Meanwhile, this ain't no winter wonderland. This ain't no winter wonderland, buddy. This ain't no winter wonderland. I tell you that, buddy. Ain't no winter wonderland over here. Yeah. Because if you don't do this, man, I'm telling you, you're going to be sitting back waiting for God to do something. You're going to be sitting back waiting for the Lord, and the Lord is waiting for you. Because if you look at the Bible, man, ain't nobody got this easy, man. Ain't nobody win wars easy without paying some kind of price, man. Nobody did. So this superstitious attitude, like, we just wait for God to do stuff, that's not biblical, man. It really isn't, man. For people that take this perspective to the extreme, like you just sit back and wait for God to do stuff, it's not biblical. It's not biblically supported. You got to dig in. You got to get something done. You got to give an offering. You got to fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. Like, look, man. If you listen to people that talk about you shouldn't be giving money to no churches and all, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna be left behind, bro. You simple-minded. Okay, of course, if money is involved, there's gonna be thieves and wolves. That's the case. That's always gonna be for sure. But the concept of an offering is all throughout the Bible. And it's nowhere where you can tell me that's besides tithes. I'm not even talking about that. No, I'm not talking about that passage. I'm not talking about the tithing passage. I'm talking about offerings is throughout the whole Bible. Throughout the whole Old Testament. Cain and Abel, why did Cain kill Abel? Because Abel gave a better offering. The first murder was about an offering. That Abel gave a better offering than Cain. So you telling me it's not important? When I didn't even show you the first murder was because Abel gave a better offering than Cain. So God was requiring offerings even then from Cain and Abel. You don't get an epiphany from that. That even Cain and Abel was giving offerings. You think I'm playing, don't you? You think I'm saying something like a slick, like like some slick con man. You think I'm saying it in that kind of energy, don't you? Man, that don't register to you. Cain and Abel was giving offerings. You don't get nothing out of that. I do. Offerings have been given from the beginning of time. It is the same concept. You're trusting God with what you have, and you're making him the source for all you need. Instead of these things, even this money. I need God to be my source, not this money right here. Not this money right here. I need God to be my source, not this. So how do I do it? I replace the sources. The source is now God. I replace the source. This is the source to many people. I replace the source by giving this to God, and he becomes the source. What money gonna do in warfare, in wartime? What can this do? It can't shoot a gun. This money can't shoot no guns, can it? This money can't go out here and handle these people, can it? It can't take on legs and go out there. Some people say it do take on legs, don't it? But it can't take on legs to go out here and do anything, can it? So you need God to be your source. So I'm gonna take this, what I need. When some people say, well, you need to be saving up for a pistol. That's what a homie gonna say. Hey, you need to be saving up for a pistol, bruh. But I want God to do more than what a pistol can do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let God be my source. I'm gonna replace the source. Because what I will ask you is that the offering, God never needed it, did he? God never needed the offering. He never needed it. When did God need the offering? When did God say, I need this? Come on now. So for people that say, well, God don't need the offering. He don't need you to do that. When did he ever need us to do it? He never needed the offering. See, the truth is, man, I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. You haven't elevated to understanding this. That's what it is. That's what it is, buddy. Because I can tell you exactly why I believe what I believe. There was never a time where God needed the offering. He didn't never need it. Okay, so then if God never needed it, then explain to me what was the purpose. God didn't never need it, right? God never needed an offering from a human being. So then explain the whole timeline of offerings throughout the whole Old Testament. Can you explain it intelligently? Can you explain tithes? Do God needs the tithes? Everybody can agree on tithes, right? 10%, basically, at minimum, right? Does God need 10% of your money? Do we need it? He doesn't need it, do we? So then what's the point if God don't need it? You get it, don't you? God never needed your money. He don't need it now. He don't need mine. He don't need this. God needs this? No, he don't. Is it going to make or break God's situation if I do this? Nope, it's not. See, the truth is, the offering is an opportunity for me. It's an opportunity for me, actually, to activate God's kingdom. What I want you to understand is God don't need the offering. He don't need it. He don't need it, bro. So if God don't need it, look. If God don't need the offering, tell me what we doing then. Tell me what we doing. If God don't need the offering, then what we doing? Now you see what I mean. He never needed it. Now you get it, don't you, buddy? See, the problem is, look, I'm telling you what the problem is. You've been listening to all these people that, like I said, look at my situation. I let some people go. If something didn't seem right, and it seemed off, listen, I let them go. Sometimes it's not the principle, it's the people and their attitude. Okay? And it's up for you to discern them year by year. People change. Seasons change. What used to work 4 years ago is not working today. But the principle is working. But once you see people lose their mojo, I want to say not in witchcraft now. People lose their mojo, it's time to go, buddy. They lose their mojo, it's time to go. That's how you know, because they lost their mojo. Once they lose their mojo, in other words, where they're not talking about, they're not passionate to doing the right thing and passionate about integrity. You know, they go into war and now they're a little butthurt a little bit, so now they don't really care how they come off and how they talk. Nah, you got to come back to them later. See, once the mojo is gone, I move on. This is as far as working spirituality with God's people. You got to move on. Once that mojo gone, listen, I'm talking about now in 2025 going into 2026, when you can find spiritual partners to work spiritual warfare with online on YouTube, you know, somebody who you can invest in, and you get spiritual manifestations. You can see it, right? Okay, you got to make sure that mojo's still hot. You know what I'm saying? Not like it was last year or 2 years. You got to go year by year, and you got to watch their messages. That's what I do. I watch the present message and make sure they still good. I don't just assume they good, and I'm glad I'm like that, because I went and check people. See, me, it's just too many people I can give to right now for me to be playing around somebody that really kind of washed up, or they mojo ain't hot like it was, and we can't really work it like we used to. Nah. And I'm gonna tell you, the first thing gonna mess up the mojo is the attitude. That's the first thing. That's why even me, man, I you know, we all change. I'm changing. All that cussing and everything, that's out the window. Ain't no more of that in 2026. All that cussing and all that, you know what I'm saying? I had to protect myself the other night and all of that and everything, but all that cussing and all the time and everything like that, all of the videos and all cussing and everything, nah, they got to go. They got to go, man, because see, look at it like this. I mean, who gonna support that? Be reasonable now. You know you a man of God or a woman of God, but who actually is going to, would you support somebody cussing all the time? You not. You ain't gonna, and not as a Christian, you ain't gonna support that unless you really know that person. That's a really big no. Like, you really, really know this person. You know you're gonna still give a spiritual result. But you know, see what I mean? You know, you don't really know. Do God want you to support that? So that's why we gotta check ourselves, bro. That's why we gotta stay humble. We gotta stay humble, bro. And we gotta stay of a repentant heart. And remember, you know, you trying to have the character of Jesus as a warrior. See, I know why some of y'all lashing out because of the warfare. That's why you lashing out. That's why you cussing. That's what it is. It's the warfare. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what's making you cuss and everything like that and lash out. I understand, but you still gotta uphold the standard, bro. You gotta uphold this standard. That we ain't gonna be out here cussing. You know what I'm saying? On these Christian messages, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah. We gotta I'm not saying you're not of God. But come on, man. Come on now. See, when you check yourself, see, you're going to be good with God. See, nobody have to check me. I check myself. You know what I'm saying? See, if you just let people be sometimes, especially somebody on my level, I'm going to check myself anyway. You might see me go through a season or whatever, but I'm going to check myself anyway. And get myself together. Not for you to give me an offering, for me to validate my own thing going on. So I'm validated over here doing my own thing, not for you to do something for me. I got my own spiritual warfare going on, and I need that valid before God. I need that to be real. And in order for that to be real, we got to go from faith to faith to glory to glory. We got to go through sanctification, getting ourselves together, getting our heart together, cleansing ourselves, purging ourselves of wickedness. Yeah, but yeah, faith to faith to glory, going from different levels of glory. You know, where now your tongue ain't gonna be doing that. Now, are you in a Christian position? You can be a Christian and make them mistakes. That's the bottom line. And when you go to another level of faith and glory, you ain't going to be doing that. Is that part of any level of faith or any level of glory? No. But you are a Christian at that time, right? So when you go to another level of faith and another level of glory, you ain't going to be doing that. In other words, even though you can repent and it's gone, you're going to stop doing it anyway. Because you went from another level of faith and glory. Because all we're going to do as Christians, oh, Lord, forgive me, I repent of my cuss words, everything, etc., etc. I know that because I'm a real Christian, right? But on the next level of faith and glory, you ain't going to be repenting of that because you ain't going to be doing it no more. You ain't going to be doing that no more. See, it's time to go to another level of faith and glory. Not being no deceiver or none of that. We really getting our soul right. We really getting ourselves together. So we work spiritual warfare and it gets done. Like I said, when the mojo gone, you move on. Simple as that. That's how I look at it. And the mojo basically is going to be defined by people who just really walk in righteousness and holiness, man. That's what they about. That's the mojo, so to speak. Like that, like people that's really walking in righteousness and holiness. That's what I look for. I give into that all day long. Because I know the harvest is coming out of that. Spiritual harvest is coming out of that, buddy. They walking in righteousness and everything like that. It's coming out of that. You get a good harvest out of that. Oh yeah. That's what I look for. More than anything else, I look for integrity and purity and righteousness. That's where I place my money at. How can you go wrong? See, so that answers any question that you might have about where you give to, or in the process of it. You give to these a ministry that walks in purity, holiness, and righteousness, and they abstain from the culture. I can't stress that enough. That's going to be key. See, but when you give to churches outside the country, you ain't gonna have that element of being all up in the culture and all. Them Christians all in them different countries, man, they really walking in righteousness. For real. See, we're used to these Christians around here in America, man. Them other Christians in different countries, they really walking in righteousness, man. They ain't playing no games. So we have to give to God's people all across the world. Okay? Now, I want to address Trump giving to attacking Nigeria, attacking them countries in Nigeria. I mean, attacking the ISIS in Nigeria. You got Christians right here that's being gang stalked in your country. You got Christians right here that's being gang stalked in America. You got Christians that's being persecuted by authorities, and we know it's the police, and we know it's other people, it's higher ups, and we know probably Trump know about it. So for all Christians that sit back and you thought that's such a great thing to do and everything like that, man, let me tell you something. Trump is doing nothing about Christians being gang stalked here in America. Okay? He's not. They go. All these people would talk about what the persecution that Christians are going through in Nigeria, but you're completely blind to the persecution that's going on here in America. We're being gang stalked, American Christians. What you think all these Christians are complaining about? What you think all these Christians are complaining about that say, monitoring spirits, talking about videos and they talk about monitoring spirits. They talking about monitoring spirits. What you think they talking about? What you think they referring to when they talk about monitoring spirits? When they talk about being gang stalked, Christians talking about being watched by these people and all this stuff going on all around the community. What you think they referring to? They are it's things that only people that's being gang stalked know. They ain't lying. They can't be making it up. It's the same thing you would say out your mouth. That's how you know. People are being gang stalked. American Christians are being gang stalked. And Trump ain't doing nothing about it, but they go help Christians in other countries. That's what I'm saying. These Freemasons are gang stalking all these Christians over here. These witchcraft people are gang stalking American Christians. And you going over there helping Christians in other countries. And completely blind to your country. Because everybody know what's going on, and I know Trump know what's going on. Yeah, he know what's going on. Ain't no way in the world he don't know. Ain't no way in the world he don't know about it. Okay then, so then to me, it's just I don't know if you're doing it to insult us. Oh, they doing it to look like they doing the Christian thing, right? Them be the main enemies, man. I don't care if it's entertainers. I don't care who it is. I don't trust none of them because Nicki Minaj, as much in the culture she is, you don't think she know about gang stalking? She's in the culture. She knows about it. The culture is where it comes from. It reeks from the culture. So how she don't know? How she don't know about gang stalking? So then why can't she have the courage to say something about it? Straightforward and straight out like it need to be said. Say it now like it need to be said. Christians are being gang stalked in America. I know she knows. So then how you think I process somebody that's in the culture that I know, somebody that had some kind of conversation with her about gang stalking and what's going on with me and other Christians? I know she know. Okay then, so then why she's not addressing that? You know why? Because there's a lot of people that's part of the gang stalking that she probably was once affiliated with. And this is her way of trying to slowly but surely pull away from them. And that's good. I just wish people had the courage in America, whether it's between Nicki Minaj and Trump, to say it like it need to be said. It's gang stalking right here in America, but everybody going and running across seas trying to help other people over there. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man, because the war is almost over anyway. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I just want people to understand where it's really coming from, because as far as Trump, especially as far as Trump go, you know, Trump can sit up and see all this stuff going on and he mad at us. He mad at me because I'm talking about child marriage laws, right? So he gonna go help Christians in other countries as to say I'm not helping you. That's how I look at it. I look at it that way too. Or we could help you, but look how you talking, so we ain't gonna help you. That's okay. I'm gonna let God help me, buddy. I'm gonna let God help me. You see, I'm already in place. They know about it, but they like to flex on people. Like, we could help you, but look, we gonna go help Christians in other countries. That's okay. That's okay. Just listen. Just don't think that it's going to work out for your country because you're helping. Oh yeah. They think they'll get in good graces with God because you helping Christians over in Nigeria. Nope, it ain't gonna work, little buddy. Because God gonna look at it like, why are you not helping His servant here in your own country? If you got a genuine heart to help Christians, then why aren't you helping Christians, plural, not just me? Why aren't you helping Christians in America? So you think that you can get in God good graces by helping Christians in Africa, and you think He'll leave my side and be with you and help your country? Or maybe you think this is like your good charity for the year that you made, so that you think God will be on your side. Well, if I help the Christians over there in Nigeria, God will be on our side no matter what. It don't work like that, buddy. It don't work like that. I promise you it don't. It's not. It will move Christians. It's not going to move God. You can't manipulate and play God, buddy. If I can see this like that, and you think that you can get in good graces with God and still hurt me and play around me, it's not going to work, buddy. You think people think they slick? Yeah. Oh, well, we'll do other stuff over here and God will bless us. Nope. All He gonna do, man, listen, you can't Jedi mind trick God, bro. You are trying to do that because you're trying to get around acknowledging where you was wrong playing with me. As Americans, you're trying to do other stuff to get around having played with me. It's not gonna work. I know my God. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to manipulate Him and Him bless your country because you help some Nigerians and some Nigerians in that's Christians in Nigeria. It's not gonna work, buddy. No, I'm just letting you know. You gonna listen. God's gonna make you come to me like a man or a woman, and come to me because you know them people been playing games. These big-headed secret society people been playing games, and you know that. And now you're trying to do little other stuff to put God to be back in good graces with God, and it ain't gonna work. I'm trying to tell you, I know it ain't gonna work. You let it, listen, you let it go on too long. You let this go on, look at that. You let it go on too long for you to just waltz up and then just help Nigerian Christians and it all gets better. Sorry, buddy. You see how bad it is? God is going to look at how long this been going on. Haven't they been playing around the prophet for 7 years? And the authorities of this country sat back and watched, including the police, and they was involved. And all these other authorities was involved. And I think Trump even knew his first term. Trump knew back in 2017 about all of this. He been knew about this. If you don't know, Trump knew about gang stalking and me being gang stalked. He knew from his first term in office. Yes, he did. Oh, you didn't think I knew. Now you're trying to act like you're going to get in good graces by helping other Christians. But Trump knew about this the whole time. Yeah, he did. He knew about it. And Nicki Minaj knew about it. That's why everybody trying to run and do stuff for Christians. Like God is going to just be on your side because you get up there for Christians in Nigeria. Not going to work, little buddy. I'm sorry to tell you. If you're doing it for, I'm just put this out there. I'm just being 100, put it out there. If you're doing it for God to be on your side after what you've done to me, it's not going to work. It's no manipulation. That's manipulation. For you to get past what you've done to me, you're going to go do stuff for other Christians. That don't sound manipulative to you. You're going to go support other Christians to get past what has been done to me now that everybody done had their fun and they done with it. Now that everybody don't want to mess with it no more. Now don't really want to gang stalk no more. And it ain't the crowd and the hype that it once was. It ain't the fun that it once was. Now people want to run to Christendom and run and try to help Christians so you can get past it after you done had all the fun and it ain't no more fun now. It don't work like that, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you. I know my God. And I know if you play with a Christian long enough, listen, buddy, you ain't coming out of that by jumping over here and helping Christians in Nigeria. It's not going to work. I sensed that from the very beginning. It ain't even sincere, buddy. It ain't even sincere. You trying to get in good graces with God, but God going to make you come and get in good graces with me. God going to make you come and get in good graces with me like a real man or a real woman should do it. Face to face, addressing issues, real issues, not ghetto hearsay, not ghetto voodoo and ghetto hoodoo and ghetto telepaths and psychics. All ghetto, still all ghetto. We talking about real, face to face, real reality issues, and with the evidence and everything and all of that. And when we come to that, you owe me a bag as Americans. That's that. Okay? That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Until then, man, listen, you playing yourself, running out there to Nigeria. If you're doing it for all the wrong reasons, you playing yourself. Now, if you're doing it for the right reasons, then you're doing what you're doing. But it's not going to get you in good graces with God. I'm telling you right now, as a prophet. Doing that, it'll get you in good graces with Christians, blind Christians, Christians that's easy to bamboozle. But for Christians like me, you can't bamboozle me with going over there and helping the Christians in Nigeria and talking about that. No, y'all sit back too long and watch all this stuff go on. Now you want to get out of it in an instant, just like an American would want to. It ain't gonna work like that, buddy. You gotta come and make it right with me. And if you don't, listen, my money is making it right with me. You giving me money as Americans. That's how you make it right. And a lot of it, millions. I'm asking for millions. That's right. You play with my life all around the country. I'm asking for millions. And if you don't have it, you don't take me seriously. Hey, listen, that's what the last man didn't do. The last man found out, messed around and found out. If you don't take me seriously, buddy, listen, You slipping. You'll mess around and find out, just like everybody else. I'm talking about the whole country. You got to take me seriously, little buddy. Now, if you don't take yourself seriously, that's you. Some people don't take themselves seriously. Or serious enough. Listen, man, listen. I need my money. That's what I'm talking about. I need my money. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm talking about, buddy. That's all I'm talking about. I'm talking a grown man language. These people broke my constitutional rights. They broke my constitutional rights. I'm looking for my money. That's what I'm looking for. That's that. I'm not looking to help anybody until I get my money. That's common sense. I'm not even up to talk about it. It's not even negotiable. It's not even up for negotiation. For me to talk about y'all and helping you is very narcissistic and conceited and arrogant. Why would I want to help you after you play with my integrity? And then we find out y'all marrying children. But I want to help you. You got to be a narcissistic person to even feel that way. I want to help you, or I should help you after you've played with me. You got to be a narcissistic person. It's that simple. You got to be. Okay? But you're not going to be able to manipulate my God. I'm telling you. You're not going to be able to manipulate me by helping Christians over in Nigeria. Because the first thing I'm going to point out before God is they're not even helping Christians over here that's being gang stalked. And I know they know about it. I know they know something about it. Okay, so then you don't think God is going to consider that you don't even take care of the Christians in your own community? You don't see it as danger that they're gang stalking people? That is danger. Especially for people that don't have no street credit, no street background. They don't know what it's like being under pressure. They don't know what it's like, street life is like at all. They break and they fold. So that's why I think it's a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't trust that. No, I don't trust it. Because you don't take care of your own Christians over here in your own community. And some will say because it's black Christians, Trump definitely don't care. It's Hispanic and Latino Christians over here being gang stalked. Oh, he definitely don't care. But he'll go over there and help other Christians over there in Nigeria. But some will say that's about the terrorists. That's not even about the Christians. More so, you want to get the terrorists than actually helping the Christians. Now, if you're smart, you know what I just said. You want to help you want to get the terrorists more than helping the Christian. Oh, they want them terrorists. That's facts. So is it more that than helping the Christian? The bottom line is, man, we don't see them helping the Christian over here. So what you think I'm going to think? It ain't necessarily about helping the Christian. It's about getting some terrorists. That's what it's about, ain't it? Think about it. Well, you got Christians over here being gang stalked. You're not helping those Christians. So the common denominator is the terrorists. You after these terrorists, like down in the Caribbean, you calling them terrorists and all this kind of stuff. So you don't think I'm going to look at it that way when you attacking these ISIS people or whatever? I ain't going to look at it like that. That's all it is. You're going after them. You're just going after them. You're not really concerned about Christians. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I look at it like, how can you ignore gang stalking in America? See, that's how we know they're in on the conspiracy of it. That's how we know. I don't trust none of them. Nope. They think they catch you. They think they got you, and they don't. They ain't got me. I know where my head is at. I know what I think about. And I know what I do and don't do sexually. And right now, I abstain from men and women. I ain't gonna never be with men again. I abstain from women. I'm not having sex with no women. Okay? I haven't had sex with women with my last wife in the past 8-9 months. So I'm not here for a show. You got me misunderstood. I'm a prophet unto God. I belong to God because of all the disrespect that was done to me. God ain't gonna put me out here to this country over and over again. Now, I am a prophet unto God and his people. And his people. That's why I don't talk to the community no more. Because God is not going to let his prophet be dragged through the mud. And then I still supposed to go out and do something for you. You out your mind, buddy. So I became a prophet unto God in his bosom. Now I'm not a prophet unto your country, America, any longer. That's what you thought. You thought I was going to sit here and beg to be your leader. You out your mind, buddy. Now I'm a prophet unto God. I talk to his people. And that's that. God ain't going to send you, any mature Christian going to tell you, God ain't going to keep sending you over and over to people that's kicking you all around. Nope. Not those he loved, not the prophet he loved. He ain't going to send you over and over to people that's playing games with you. I don't even, listen, I know better than that. God going to protect you. He going to move you away from them people. So now I only talk as a voice of judgment of what's going to come. And I talk to God's people. That's it. Okay? So because when people know you're a prophet, they'll think in a normal situation, which is normal, that I'm going to be out here talking to these people. I'm going to be out here talking to America. I'm going to be standing for America. You're too late, buddy. These people gang stalked the prophet. And now they got to deal with God. See, that's how I know you ain't going to get out of this as easy as you think you are. Not with helping some Christians over in Nigeria. I'm sorry, buddy. That's 7 out. You ain't going to get out of this that easy. By helping some Christians during the holidays over there in Nigeria. You think helping Christians in the holidays over there is going to help you out of this situation? Nope. Nope. Sorry, little buddy. Sorry, little buddy. It ain't going to work. You can't play with God's kingdom for years, and then when you've had enough, when you see the turn up is official, now you want to tap out. Now you want to fold. Now you want to surrender. It don't work like that, buddy. That's why I told you, if you play with God's kingdom, listen, buddy, you playing with grown bulls, buddy. Real bulls. Gorge your whole head off. Gorge your head off your neck. Head be stuck on a horn, buddy. Ripped from your neck. I'm telling you, these people don't know no better. Keep in mind, Trump almost got his head blowed off last year. Trump almost got his head blowed off last year, buddy. Trump almost got his head blowed off last year. Let us not forget this. Let us not forget this, buddy. While he walking around like he doing, man, you almost got your head blowed off last year, buddy. I'm just saying. I'm just able to, I don't know if it's a gift or a talent. I'm starting to think it's a talent. I'm able to embody past, present, and future and incorporate it into the present time. And act like I know in the present time. Based on the past and the present time and the future. Some people can't do it. As soon as something happened, they mind is off of it, like it didn't happen. I'm serious. Like it never happened. Like Trump did not, almost got his head blown off like it didn't happen. Did y'all forget? Got amnesia? Well, he almost got his head blown off. It ain't nothing. Listen, man. It's simple as it gets, man. I told you I have to have my money for justice. This is not a game. Me by myself. Okay? If you think it's a come up, you think it's a hustle to come up, that's when you're going to be deceived. That's all I'm saying. If you couldn't incarcerate me, it's a bag. If you couldn't put me in jail, it's a bag. That's that. I don't care what you talk about. I don't care about your little experiments you got going on that you wanted to experiment on human beings. You know, America love experimenting on human beings. That's all they're doing right now. Gang stalking is basically experimenting. And like I told you, America is just one big experiment anyway. This was a whole big experiment. The whole country. That's why we could never get on the right track as far as black people being treated right, because it was not really ever a country. It was an experiment. That's all it is. And you see they're experimenting right now, basically. Seeing what happens when they play with us and put pressure on us and see how much a human being can take. That's all it is. And you're not going to outlive this. You're not going to live to talk about this. This is the end. Okay? Especially when you don't got my money. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. You ain't got my money, it's over. I ain't doing nothing for you. I don't have to do nothing for justice. I don't have to get along with people for money that you owe me. If you could be the biggest racist in town, but if the government wronged you and played with your life unjustly and they couldn't prove something about you, they put you in jail or a type of jail. They have to cut you a check whether you are racist or not. You could be the biggest racist in town. They owe you a bag. But now they trying to act like I got to get along with black people to get my bag. I ain't got to get along with black people to get my money. If they manipulated you like that, listen, you're going to play yourself listening to them, but I don't got to get along with them to get my money. I don't got to get along with nobody to get my money, because you know that you broke my constitutional rights. You wasn't able to prove it, right? That's all that's all the foundation that I need for my bag. That's the only foundation I need. I don't need to get along with people. That's when you became goofy in the process of all of this. I don't have to listen. That's right. I don't have to get along with nobody. I can absolutely hate these people. And if you're a just community, you're going to uphold the standard of justice, even for people that you don't care about and love, so that standard is not held against you and lowered against you. To now you're getting the same level of standard that I got if you lower the standard. That's the catch to it. Because some people gonna say, well, look how y'all treated that one dude. We want to treat this dude y'all like. That one over there, we want to treat him the same way. What you gonna say? Ain't nothing you can do. Because you lowered the standard over there on the other side. Now somebody gonna lower the standard against you. With that being said, it don't matter if you don't like the person. You simple-minded. You have to uphold the standard, because one day when you lower the standard, it could be used against your family. And some would say, hey, karma has a funny way, buddy, of giving you the same thing that you gave somebody else. Now, the standard is being lowered against how people are treated in this country, against somebody that y'all love as black people, or that y'all love as Americans. Now the standard will be lowered against somebody, that part, against somebody that y'all love and care about. That's proper karma. Let's lower the standard on somebody they care about over there. These famous black people, these athlete black people, these black people in general. Let's lower the standard on how they're treated over there somewhere. Why not? See, this money leans on technicalities. Not whether I get along with black people or I got something to do with them. No, That's being goofy. That's being real goofy. You owe me this money based on these people playing with my life, right? They wasn't able to prove anything. That's all. That's all the money leans on. I don't need to do anything else. I don't need to get along with nobody. And if you had good understanding in your head, right, you would understand I shouldn't want nothing to do with these people. They the main one, black people, the main one that started all of this. So a person with good understanding should say, well, I know why he mad at us. It's no mystery. Okay, so I don't expect him to act a certain way before he gets money because I already know he mad at us. You just want it all to work out, and that's a child. You should use good understanding and say, well, I know why he mad at us, so I ain't even looking for that to work out right now. We got to uphold the standard of justice, whether we like it or not, because it could be used against us later on, against one of our own, against one of our own. That's how karma works, big baby. Somebody y'all dearly love, a lot too, a lot. That kind of situation. So just keep that in mind, man. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind.